Hello and welcome to the Million Dollar Message. This is your Fearless Friday message with Callie DeBlander Brigham calling from beautiful Pensacola Beach, Florida. We had so much fun last week on my Million Dollar Message digging out a golden oldie book called And Then Some, published in 2005 from Mary Kay. It's a 13-week just kind of journey through some of the most important topics that we can grow in personally and professionally. There's questions, there's some action steps to take, and last week we started week 1, and I loved it so much. I don't know if we'll do all 13, but we're going to at least do week 2. Last week was talking about abundance, and we were talking about remembering those dreams and those just aspirations and who we wanted to be as a young girl, and reminding ourselves that it's not too late to flex that dream muscle again. I know I had to do that at the beginning of the year. I realized that 2020 really was a year of surviving for me and for many people, and it was time to learn to dream again. So this week, are you ready? This week, week 2, is entitled Present and Accounted For. Pull up a chair, girlfriend, and let's talk about accountability. Oh, and by the way, I am going to give you 5 questions to ask yourself. So if you're somewhere where you can write them down, and then 3 action steps. So these Friday messages are going to require some note-taking, okay? So pull up a chair, pull up a girlfriend. Well, that too. And let's talk about accountability. Think it's a topic too stuffy to explore? Well, think again. Many relationships, businesses, and dreams have been ripped apart due to the lack of a little accountability. Being held accountable can be uncomfortable for a variety of reasons. When we put ourselves out there and hold our actions accountable to the scrutiny of others, what we're really doing is raising the bar and inviting others to be a part of the evaluation process. For some, it's scary to think others may expect things from us that we're not sure we can achieve. For others, the embarrassment that could result from failing to follow through on something that was promised is great enough to not commit at all. So, what do? We play it safe. In other words, when we choose not to hold ourselves accountable, instead of playing to win, we simply play not to lose. Being accountable speaks volumes regarding your integrity. Are you a person that others can count on? Are you always that way, or only when you feel like it? Do you respect others' time? Do you understand that others, including your family, are watching you, and your success can inspire their success? Although embarking on a new business is exciting, for some people, being completely responsible for its success can be overwhelming. In the past, you may have had a boss who kept you focused on the tasks at hand and regularly clarified the level of performance that was expected. But now you're in the driver's seat. Are you comfortable with your level of accountability? If not, what's holding you back? Here's something to consider in your mind. Imagine you are a powerful, raging river. You would overflow your boundaries if it weren't for the banks of the river giving you guidance and keeping you on course. That's what accountability looks like. According to Mary Kay Ash, when we are focused on helping people achieve what they want in a positive way, we don't get bogged down in feelings of guilt, embarrassment, or shame. We can look to others knowing they will remind us of the goals we set for ourselves and share their wisdom and experiences to help us get where we want to go. If lack of vision and direction is standing in the way of your embracing accountability, reach out to those who can help you gain clarity and focus. Enlist their wisdom, ideas, and enthusiasm, knowing it's their role to help you stay on track and not wander. If you choose to go it alone, please be honest with yourself. When we fool ourselves into thinking that what we've done is enough, when in our hearts we know it isn't, a piece of our self-respect dies. And it's in those moments when we are honest with ourselves and realize we got away with doing less that our hearts become heavy, very heavy with regret. So here are your 5 thought questions. Number 1, what is your definition of accountability? What is your definition of accountability? Number 2, take a moment to review the description you just created. So review the description you just created. Do you see yourself reflected in that definition? If yes, how? If no, why not? So what you just wrote about accountability, is that you? Number 3, think back to a situation in which you failed to be accountable to either yourself or someone you cared about. What happened? What life lesson did you learn from it? And what emotions do you feel when you think back on it? So what was a situation that you were not accountable in? What happened? And what life lesson did you learn? And how did it feel? Number 4, why is accountability essential to the success of Mary Kay? Why is it essential? And then lastly, do you have a hard time being accountable? Why? And what could you do to push past this feeling? Do you have a hard time being accountable? Why? What could you do to push past? So here are our 3 action steps for this week. Number 1, ask someone to be your accountability buddy. This could be your spouse, a girlfriend, or trusted confidant. Talk to your buddy about a specific goal you've chosen to pursue, personal or professional. And then clarify what your plan of action will be. For example, I'm going to walk 30 minutes each day this week. Give your buddy permission to check in with you daily or weekly and assess the status of your progress to stay focused on your goal. Your challenge is to accept the check-in for what it is, an agreed upon arrangement, and not to be resentful for holding you to your word. I'm going to take this a step further in 2 ways. Number 1, I love accountability when that person is doing it too. So I think about my daily workout. Ever since my gym closed a year ago during the pandemic, they're back open now, but I started working out across the street in my neighbor's garage. We call it the pit. I actually even did a message on accountability talking about my neighbor and her best friend who works out with us. Well, yesterday the storms were raging. They have been here in Northwest Florida along the Gulf Coast and Southeast. And, I work from home. I don't have to go over there at a certain specific time. I could always do it later. But I had agreed upon a certain time. So I ran through the rain and the thunder and the lightning and went in there. And it was not what I would, of course, rather have done in the moment. But when it was done, like 30 minutes later, I sure was glad I did it. And I did it because I knew she was going to be waiting for me, and I knew she knew I was going to be waiting for her. And the other thing is, let's be grown-ups. Let's not wait for that person. Let's not put that on the shoulders of that person to have to check in with us. Let's check in with them. I'm just going to say it. We are all over 18, I have a feeling. We are grown women. We can be the person, whether you have to set an alarm on your phone, whether you just have to suck up and do it. But don't wait for them. Let's not make it their responsibility to check in with us. Let's be the big person and check in with them. Okay, number 2, select one goal you've been meaning to pursue but have not yet begun. Write this goal on an index card and tape it to your bathroom mirror. Or if you're like me, you could use like glass markers or wine markers and write it on there. Each morning and each evening, you'll see that goal and will be reminded to hold yourself accountable for accomplishing it. Remember, there's not unrealistic goals, just unrealistic timelines. So give yourself a goal with a realistic timeline. Or number 3, complete a weekly accomplishment sheet or weekly plan sheet and submit it to your sales director or, again, another friend if you're a director. Don't be ashamed or shy to share your accomplishments. This is a powerful tool to help you enhance your level of accountability to your Mary Kay business. Okay, so it's going to look different for everybody. Some of you are really great at accountability, or maybe you're really great at accountability in some areas. So you're just going to pick something today, maybe something you've been hiding or avoiding or just unaware of, and let's take that next step in accountability. All right, have a great Friday. I'll be with you next week. Bye-bye.